So I'm going to show you how to do some web scraping with this tool called Instant Data Scraper. It is a Chrome add-on. You can get it in the Chrome store. And I've gone to realtor.com. I have a very specific filter for rural properties in Kentucky over 20 acres. And so I've set all of my filters here, everything that I want. I have lot size over 20 acres in Kentucky, just for the whole state. And you can see in Realtor here, we can see everything on a map and we have some details, but we can't do like analysis on like the average cost, per acre or something like that. So we're going to want to dive a little deeper, but we're going to need to get that data first. So let's go to Instant Data Scraper. We're going to click that. Now what this does is it goes and it instantly sees everything in the page, and it starts to kind of create these columns for you. And what we'll do is we're going to get rid of all of the ones that we don't want. So I'm going to delete anything that seems like I don't care about. I don't care if a tour is available. I don't care about the actual links to the images. I do like the price. I do like the fact that I'm getting square feet, but what I'm going to do here is change some of the column names. So I'm going to say this is like square feet, right? That's what that column is called. So I could delete the prefix. I'll just put that this is the square foot value. Same with that. Over here, I can say like acres. And we're just identifying what data we're scraping and getting rid of some of the stuff that we don't necessarily want. So, okay, I don't care if there's an advertisement. I don't care if there's this. Okay, great. So now I have more or less the name of the broker, and we'll name that column here. We'll say name of broker. And I'll actually get rid of this because we are getting the address over here. So I'll say like road. Location state zip. We'll clean that later in Excel. And property type. And we'll do price. Okay. Now, locate next button. So there's going to be a next button somewhere along the line here. So we'll say, go find that next button so that you could go to another page and pull additional results. I think what we have here is maybe a sort of like infinite scroll situation. Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong. So we have 42 pages. Okay. And then we have the next button here. So I'm going to click on that. So now the scraper knows where the next button is. Okay. So if I say start crawling, what this will do is go, and behind the scenes, you can see that this is chugging. This is gathering information, and we don't really want to mess this up. We don't want to move around or click things too much. Actually, sometimes if you do that, it can actually stop the crawling process, because if you're interacting with it, it'll be aware that you're doing that, and it will question if it needs to stop like it just did. But behind the scenes, we're getting data, and we can actually see that here. This is growing. Okay. As we scroll down here, we'll see we're getting more and more data fed in. Great. And I'm even going to just make sure that that continues to go. And it's telling us the amount of pages scraped, the rows collected, the rows from the last page, and the working time of this scraping process. And it's getting all that data, bringing it in. And I think along the line here, we're getting some additional columns that we didn't expect that were available, like the beds and baths. But that's kind of changing our schema a little bit. But overall, I think those went away actually. So sometimes stuff like that will happen. If it does, just name the columns, kind of deal with them as is. But we have 168 rows collected. We don't have, we could definitely get some more data. And I think turning on this infinite scroll here will help it go down the pages and gather more information So hopefully we'll see that here in just a second. And as this runs, we'll get a big pile of records and we'll take it out in Excel, and then we will analyze it from there. And pretty much all we're doing at that point is hitting download CSV or Excel, which I'll just start with Excel. So we've got the Excel, and what we can do here is clean this up a little bit. So we know that this is the property beds. So we'll say beds, and then this is number of baths. All right, and we will just get rid of these two columns. All right. And what we could do even is we could get rid of where it says house, farm, or land by, we could do is select this column. And if we see space for sale, we'll just replace that with nothing. That's my favorite little Excel trick. And that's just going to run through, take everything out. Now, we also know that it's brokered by whoever the name is. So we could also remove brokered by. So we'll remove brokered by, and then space, and then we'll replace that with nothing. Okay, so that just leaves only the name. And then we can get rid of the column there. And then from here, we can also do like a combination of these to do a full address. So we could do equals concat, and then we would do this cell, comma, this cell. And I think that that is only going to need a space in the middle. So we're going to do a quotes space, then another join right here. So we'll say concat h2 with the space and then I2. So it's this value plus an empty space. And then from here, we can pretty much apply that down the line, and that'll be our full address. So we'll say full address. Okay. And then from here, we can go to save all this. I think the only other item that we might want to do here is we might want to remove the $sign from the value here. But then what we'll do is we'll understand that it is the price. So from here, this is understood and it'll be formatted as such, but the value within will be an integer. All right, cool. So now we've